What's your name, sir?
Mike.
Mike.
And first off, I just have to thank you for just being you, essentially. And my pressure is, unfortunately, a couple of months ago, we lost the great Irvin Kershner. And I was just wondering if you could speak on your experiences working with him while working on Empire.
Well, he was a mountain of a man. He was one of those extraordinary individuals. I was very lucky to have had an association with Irv Kershner. Because if you look at the history of his body of work, it was just absolutely amazing. He was a teacher. He had a tremendous amount of respect for people like George Lucas, all those young filmmakers that came along at that particular time. I had a tremendous respect for him. He was a great man. He was truly a great man.
Thank you.
Do you remember this moment right here, Billy? Look to your right. What was he telling you 30 years ago? I know I told you guys not to ask that type of question, but maybe he remembers.
Well, I'm about to get strangled. Chewbacca. I really remember what he said, but I mean, whatever he said, but I knew it was good. Huh? Play dead? Oh, I didn't die though. I was in agony, but I didn't die.
All right. What's your name, sir?
PJ.
And your question?
First small question. I think we all know what your favorite beer is. I'm wondering if you have a favorite drink.
Favorite drink? Well, I like wines.
Okay.
A lot.
And then my real question. I always found it interesting to see a body of work. 20 years after you made Empire, it got re-envisioned. We got the the new CG, all of the interesting stuff that was added. You as an actor, that really is that character belongs to you. What kind of experience was it to see that re-envisioned and to see that, because that's not something we saw very often as the same artist George Lucas going back to his own body of work. But as your character, what was it like to see your character in the new environments, basically the new version of Empire and Return of the Jedi?
Convoluted. I mean, simply, what are you asking?
I guess I'm just asking you as an actor, do you take that character, personally, is that your work, is that your art, and to see it gone back and re-envisioned and redone?
Well,
do you connect to the characters in that way?
I connect in the sense that, I'm always, as an actor, I always try to make my characters bigger than life. And I always thought of Lando as a bigger than life kind of character, which means that he transcends all of the usual conditions and issues and stereotypes. It was an opportunity for me to talk about characters devoid of racial differences and stuff like that, which I always try to avoid as much as I can. I think it's much more interesting as an artist to talk about things as you experience them and as you know them in your life. And my life has been a very eclectic kind of life since I was a baby. So I tend to see myself as a world person, beyond all of the arguments that everybody seems to want to get into. Sort of parochial, myopic kind of condition. I try to get beyond all of that and bring something much more interesting. You know, I think the whole idea is to express yourself as an individual with your own unique point of view. And that's what I've always tried to do. And when I did Lando, that was what I was trying to bring to that character. You know, and I'm a product of all of those old wonderful movies with Errol Flynn and all those swashbuckling characters. So, I mean, that was really good.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Lando in every character, because there's a little bit of Lando in Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, of course.
He took the thinking cap questions very seriously. All right, Prom Boba Fett.
My name's Josh, and actually I have two quick questions. First, what was it like? I'm a fan of white collar and Star Wars, obviously, and I heard you were going to be in.
I'm having a
You know
little
what?
difficulty. Take that.
Lift your helmet up a little bit. It's echoing.
So I got to ask you, being on white collar, what was it like working with Matt Bowman and Tim McKay, and what was your inspiration for your character? How did you get into that character?
Well, you know, that was an interesting character. And working with those guys, I had a lot of fun working with those guys. But again, I mean, that character interested me because he was this guy who he was an old-time gangster and who was a forger and who was very charming, played the piano. Had a real sense of the world that went beyond just being, a gutter rat. He was an internationalist in a sense. So I found really intriguing about that character.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hi, Mr. Williams. It's very nice to meet you. First, I wanted to say that's really great about your art. I wasn't aware that was part of your life. The colors really capture your mood and outlook on things. That's an extension of you that I find very interesting and I did not know. Is it actually William D. Williams?
Yeah, William December Williams.
Oh, okay. I did not know that either. I'll look to be going home with that as well.
And I was born in April.
Now, obviously, all of us, and I imagine most of the world, recognize you mostly as Lando Calrissian, the suave, debonair administrator of Cloud City with that fly cape. When you go through your daily life, as you have, when people recognize you on the street, what one instance sticks out in your mind the most that a fan has just completely lost it, whether it be over your Lando role or something else that you've played?
Well, I remember, when I did Lady Sings the Blues, right after Lady Sings the Blues, wherever I went, women would just fall on the ground. That's memorable. And I would try to pick them up, and then I'd think better of it, because I thought if I touched them, then they would probably die.